it is not anything for you.
Because if you try to make decisions whilst you're desperate, matters of the self that people face on a daily basis, right? It's always about the negative, what is not working at the moment. List of excuses that people will come up when they hear the word solitude.
Wagwan, welcome back, my Resilience Nation, to another episode of the Resilience Hub. For today's topic, we will be talking about getting in alignment with your goals. Have you ever find yourself in a position where you want to get a certain desire, you want to have a certain outcome, but you've put in so much work towards this thing, but for some reason it just never manifests, it just never really happened? And you think to yourself that, is it that I lack enough willpower? What if I told you that willpower is not the only thing that you need? That is what we're going to dive into in this video. I am going to show you that for you to get your goals or your desires, you have to understand that success comes with aligning your inner world with the desires that you want, by ensuring that your thoughts, your actions, and your energy are all in tune and aligned towards the desire that you want. Why alignment matters, you may ask. So alignment is the energetic match between who you are right now and who you are trying to create. For a better way to say it, think of it this way. You have a radio station, right? And you are trying to tune into a certain frequency to find a radio station that you like. However, if it is that you cannot find the right frequency, you're not going to hear that radio station clearly. And it is the same thing with your goals. If it is that your belief system that you have is contradicting what you're consciously thinking about, then there's no way you're going to achieve the goals, because you're sending contradicting thoughts to your subconscious mind and by extension the universe. So you say one thing, but in reality your programming or your belief is saying something totally negative or different from what you're actually saying. So that's why alignment matters. That is the very reason why it is important, right? Your talking and your belief system must be going in the same direction. If they're going separate ways, that is going to create a disconnect between what you actually want and what you are actually going to do. Signs to tell that you are out of alignment with your goals. Number 1, you feel burnt out or frustrated after putting in so much. Number 2, you procrastinate or self-sabotage whenever the opportunities come your way. Number 3, you feel that you aren't capable or worthy of the success whenever you get it. And number 3, after putting in so much work, it's like you're not getting any real traction or any real results. So all of this are red flags that indicates that your inner programming is working against your outer force. And this might stem from the environment in which you grew up in as a child. In that environment, you may have heard things constantly like, you are not enough or you are not good enough. And these things over a period of time, it builds and creates a certain mindset. So whenever anything that is outside the scope of what we believe comes in that area, we tend to refuse it or we tend to push it away. And I am definitely going to do a video on that, where the shadow work is concerned, because we have to go deeper into ourselves. Deeper meaning going back to the things that was said to us or the experiences that we have as a child, to undo those things. Because whether you know it or not, those things are the very same things that's stopping you from getting in alignment with your goals. How do we get into alignment now with our goals? One of the first steps you want to take is get clear on why you are doing what you are doing. By understanding your why, you are fully preparing your mind to undergo any form of challenge. Your why is so important because it is going to fuel you to go through the difficult moments in life, because difficulties will come, challenges will come along the journey of going towards your desires. So your why is what is going to be the, let me say, the safe net of what you're going to fall on whenever life decides to, push you down. So that is very important. Know why you are doing what you are doing. Step number 2 is identifying the limiting beliefs that you have. I found with myself that whenever I visualize rather the outcome that I want and I can see it, some negative thoughts tend to come up in my mind, like, why do you think you are worthy of this? Or you do not have the capabilities to get this. And I realized that once I start to go outside of the scope of my mindset, of my programming, and see something that's better, that's exactly when the negative or limiting thoughts tend to be so loud in my mind. So you have to identify these things, and once you identify them and you see when and where they come in, that's when now you can move on to step 3. Step number 3 is reprogram your mindset. You can reprogram your mindset by doing things like journaling, positive affirmations, meditation, and just practice mindfulness. And whenever you have the limiting beliefs like, I do not know how to do this, for example, you can replace that with things like, I trust that the way to do this will be revealed. You have to understand that the mind is always listening to the words you say. And if you say negative, the subconscious is going to receive that as true, and it is only going to reproduce things to make what you say the reality. So if you say negative things constantly, it is going to receive that to say, all right, this is what you want. All right, I am going to reproduce it. And the same is true on the flip side. So the mind is always listening, and you have to be mindful of that. So those are some of the tools that you can use to reprogram your mind. But you have to be consistent with these things. It's not something you're just going to start today and the result is going to show within a few hours. Bear in mind, you have been programmed for a period of time. So to untrain your mind or to release that old programming, it is going to take a lot of time, consistency, resilience, and perseverance in changing that mindset. In step number 4, you want to embody the version of yourself that has it already. What do I mean by that? So if you visualize yourself to be a successful business owner, you are going to start to do the things that successful business owner would do. Meaning, if it means that you are going to eat healthier, you are going to exercise, you are going to get enough rest, you are going to go to whatever business meetings that you need to go to. All of those small choices, however trivial they may seem, those things are going to contribute to your identity being shifted. So you're moving from the old limiting belief mindset to the person who you visualize yourself to be by taking these actions. Even simple a change in your posture, in how you go about, shoulders back and chest out. Those type of things contributes to shifting your identity. So you are slowly becoming the very person that you imagine yourself to be. So in conclusion, guys, alignment is not about doing more. Rather, alignment is about you becoming more you. You see, when your mind, your body, and your soul is working together, you don't have to chase your goals. You don't have to feel like you're doing this whole heap of work to make something happen. Because once the mind, body, and the soul is in alignment, that's when you start to attract things. That's when you see things happening for you. And you're going to say to yourself like, yo, these things are just happening, they're just happening one after the other. And it's going to seem like everything is just magic. And it's not magic. It's simply because, as I said before, the mind, the body, and the soul is in alignment. So everything is working together towards a certain outcome. So you begin at that stage to attract every single thing that you want. So guys, take a deep breath. Realign yourself, because your future self is already waiting.
This is the Resilience Hub.